Hi everybody, I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the lab before open hours starts. We've got all of our new holiday swag in and some great caterpillars to show off. So just going to turn this around and walk through. Alright, so we're in the entryway here of the caterpillar lab with all of our various old natural history prints. Two different doors in this place. And one of them goes into our little store area here. So we've got sort of our cabinet of curiosities and caterpillar art down here. Lots of original work from artists we've met all over the country, and some old natural history guides and other pieces here. Up top, this time of year, we've got all of our sales things. So these are the fine art prints I've been making. You should have seen the workshop we had yesterday to get these boxes together. Our puzzles, which our back room is totally filled with, and note card prints here. So just looking around, over the years we've made more and more stuff. We love getting this into people's houses. All of the things we make, we try to have a little educational twist on them, whether that's just learning about caterpillar diversity, life cycles, or just having things that stimulate conversation and get people talking about caterpillars to begin with. So our little store opens up into the rest of the lab. The front area here is all about sort of open hours, interacting with the public. We've got our microscope stations. So these are public use microscopes here. We have some specimens with them. We'll bring over some live creatures when people are engaging in this so we can really look at things happening. And if you want, people bring in mud from outside or things they find in their garden to use on these microscopes. There's another station in another part. Sarah's got a little science center set up here talking about how people can use these booklets and do some of their own projects. A very old collection of mine from a park where I grew up, showing the diversity of insects when I was a kid. I put this together when I was about 12 years old. The main microscope station here, this is where we do some presenting. This is Sarah here, who's starting to open everything up. What have you got here? These are the Ios. This is cool. So we've got a batch of Ios in the winter here, the Io giant silk moth. We can raise them on bramble and rose this time of year. And we've just got box after box of little curiosity that have big stories. For any of you who have seen me give a talk, these little boxes have huge stories that are really in-depth and engaging. A lot of things like parasitoid wasps, leaf mining caterpillars, and just some strange caterpillars that are fun to explore. Videos in the background. In the winter, we have our giant stick insects on display just to get some big bugs around. So some of those, as long as we keep an eye on them, can be out during open hours. So here's one of our giant stick bugs, one of the largest species here. Monster, it's a female. And here's one that we always call Mean Katie, but they're jungle nymphs, rather more aggressive species that will give you a good spine. So these we raise, again, not directly related to New England or to caterpillars, but other insects that we can show and get people engaged with. We do try and talk about how they grow differently than caterpillars. They start off as small stick insects and become big stick insects. Meanwhile, Sarah's just put this under the microscope. Here's a caterpillar. Oh, wow, it's currently pupating. Well, this is a surprise. So this is one of our favorite things to show.
No open hours visitors.
No open hours visitors yet, but here's a hornworm actually becoming a pupa in real time. So the white line down the body there, that's the breathing tubes pulling out of the body. They have to shed their internal breathing structures. And very soon the head capsule is going to split into 3 parts. The skin, the head, the legs of the caterpillar are all going to sort of come away and reveal that we've now got a pupa body here. This is just something we love to show at our programs. We've had thousands upon thousands of people watch this process with us in real time. Oh, here's the split head capsule.
At least somebody's going
to know. I'll scan around the room here, but I'm going to come back to this pupation because this is such an exciting thing. So here's that front room of the caterpillar lab. Again, another microscope station. Tables with displays here. So we've got live caterpillars out there. But But here is the big moment here. So I think we're just about to see the head of the pupa emerge as the old head capsule of the caterpillar falls away. And the white there, again, those are the breathing tubes. So the tracheal tubes of the caterpillar pulling out of the new pupa body, being replaced by new set. There's the foregut pulling out, so part of the digestive tract. These things that look like tusks, those are the new mouth parts, the proboscis chamber. That's going to be where the adult mouth parts, 4-inch long tongue on this species form. This is the tobacco hornworm or the Carolina sphinx moth pupating right here. So you should be able to make out the old features of the caterpillar now, the old legs. If Sarah moves up a little bit, we'll see the old head, and now the head and body of the pupa, which actually look like the adult moth. There's the sort of moth-like head, antenna, wing buds on the side, and that proboscis chamber that's going to extend and become a long sort of strange snoz or nose. Right in the middle, thing that looks like, we often hear walrus tusks for some reason or another. But this is the new fresh pupa. It's gonna harden and darken, and then it's just gonna be resting all winter long. This would be underground in the wild. The pupa rests until spring, and sometime in late spring or early summer, the pupa would start to develop, and it actually becomes the moth inside the old pupa skin and sheds the pupa skin away. You can actually see some of this up here on our old charts here. These are some old educational charts showing a pupation of a white butterfly and an eclosion where the butterfly is coming out of the old pupal skin. All right, we can revisit this at the end. I'm just gonna keep our little tour going. Thank you, Sarah, that was awesome. Now, Sarah seems like a really great employee, but this is what she did yesterday. She's been working on our puzzle, which is sort of addictive. I'm sure I'll be working on this all day today as well. So that's our new caterpillar puzzle 1,000-piece. And the table here has various displays. We're raising some domestic silkworms. Some of them have been spinning cocoons in our little cocoon chamber, others coming out and laying eggs. These moths don't feed and don't live very long, but they lay a lot of eggs. And some are still caterpillars. All of these are going to be spinning their cocoons, or at least these two larger ones, sometime today. Over here we have some older hornworm pupa. So like we were just watching the pupation, this is what they look like after they set and harden, although they can still wiggle around a little bit. And we've got our hornworms, and this time of year, unfortunately, our tobacco hornworms, they're all on this laboratory-made mush. Not nearly as fun as having them on an actual tomato or pepper plant. These are exceptional. This is the Tursa sphinx here, eating a pentas plant. So this is one of our many false-eyed species that we work with. This is a brown-formed Tursa. Somewhere on here, there's a little green one, so let's see if we can find that. Oh, there it is. The green ones seem a little cuter somehow. There we go. That's the Tursa sphinx. You can see their range there. And this has been sort of a very famous caterpillar now because of some of the photographs I've been working on. This is a black mangrove specialist caterpillar called the false windowed sphinx. And it's got this wonderful false head that it makes if you just give it a little poke like that. It doesn't make it the way it did when I first found it. It's a little bit like over me. It doesn't get as worried about me, which is good because it's eating and growing and being healthier that way. And finally, this is something that actually is occurring here in New England this time of year in this form. One of many twig caterpillars. These are harder to find, but they're right out here on the plants. If you go outside this time of year, they're actually there on the trees. They freeze and thaw pretty much every day of the winter. Very hard to get a good look using my phone here, but that's one of the twig mimic geometrids. So lots going on here. We even have some regal moths that we're breeding in the winter here. So this is the hickory horned devil moth. This is a live one just sitting out here. We'll put her away, but she's not going anywhere anytime soon during the day like this. A little tour of some special guests here. some more of our stick bugs that we have in the wintertime, and leaf bugs in the back. Again, not quite, as full of local stories as the caterpillars, but something we do in the winter. And why not have a little peek into the chaos back here? This is the workshop in the summer. This is the area where we're taking photos and putting together our educational programs and rearing all of our caterpillars. Right now, there's a lot of products sitting around. I'm printing ever more fine art caterpillar note cards, which have been coming out really nice, and just having a good time with the new printer here. So this is the Caterpillar Lab at the beginning of an open hours. People will start coming in, we hope. We usually get quite a few families and passerbys in a day, and just get to talk to people about what we do, why we do it, and show them some of these interesting insects. So we'll end on a look at this having pupated. Let me start in the box here, Sarah. So there's the old skin of the caterpillar, and this looked like a caterpillar just minutes ago, but it cast off its skin, and now it's a pupa wiggling its rear end there. Just one of many things we love to show under these microscopes, these digital microscopes. Hey, that was a lot of fun. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, everybody else. And we'll see you next time. Maybe I'll get back somewhere like Florida and find some cool bugs with you guys again. I can use that as an excuse. You have to see all the insects of Florida and Texas, right? I've got to go down there. Anyways, bye. Thanks.